Hello, welcome and welcome back. Oh, my throat. My throat just caught there, but I'm going to keep going. Welcome and welcome back to the Flow of Life Tarot. It's actually been a few days since I've uploaded something. I have a whole bunch of readings for you that I want to put out, and I just wanted to record something today, right now, in this moment, for your highest good and greatest well-being. So we're going to do a quick one now for you. And thank you for your presence. And completely lost track there. Hang on a sec. Okay, I'm going to keep going. I paused it. There was an interruption. So I've lost track. And as ever, take what resonates and leave the rest in peace. We are looking for some nice little guidance. What you need to know right now for your highest good and greatest well-being. We're going to start off with the Mystical Shaman Oracle. I'm aware that some of the audios have been quite faint, or the volume's been varied, so hopefully that will be better in this one. And we're going to start with 3 cards to see the flow. Get a rough sense of where you've been, where you are, where you're going. And then we're going to layer on top what we need to know. Okay, we've got 2 there, so we've got a bonus one. Okay. Bottom of the deck, the staff, 51. Jumping straight in, let's see what we've got here. Vision quest. Okay, so, yeah. Someone's been doing the work, someone's been doing the shadow work, the light work, enjoying the journey, enjoying their path, and doing it with grace and ease and fun. Okay, right now at a point of many paths, it seems to be a decision moment right now, and you're aware of that. Perhaps that's why you're here, for this guidance. And the flow, okay, so trusting the flow. Wow, what a beautiful selection. Okay, and underneath the Gatherer, that's quite interesting. That was the bonus card. I'm going to put that to the side for the moment. So it feels like you've been doing the work, you've been dancing with your shadow, dancing with your light, fully embracing it and enjoying the process. And you've got to this point right now where it's a decision. 6, 0, 6, 3, 4, 7, 6, 7. So there's a progression and a leveling up that you're ready to take. And you are actually in the flow, which is demonstrated by these beautiful cards. I love the change of colour, as if the movement through the chakras. So the lower chakras, getting the roots and the grounding sorted, root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra, enjoying that process, and the light coming up throughout the whole body like a kundalini rising, embracing the heart and expressing the heart through communication, through the throat chakra. And again, we see the colours of the throat chakra here, and the gold of the solar plexus, but also of the highest solar mind. And then we see the flow, this full powered expression. It's sort of moved fully into this higher throat chakra, third eye chakra, and the solar star chakra above and beyond. Wow, this is a very powerful process that you're in right now. And with the Gatherer, I just get the sense that you're at this point where you're making some decisions because you are aware of the many paths that lay in front of you and the many opportunities that are coming in. And you're gathering some information, some knowledge, you're doing your research, you're just taking a moment to look at the path ahead of you. It's like when you're out and about, or a new place, or out of the country, or a new city, or a new country, you have to take that moment to look at the map, check the environment around you, look at the signs and the signposts around you in whatever form they come, and making a decision about which path to take, which way to go next. And obviously with the pumpkins here, I'm getting a sense that if you're watching this now, which is in July, Cancer season, in the summer, this process of gathering could be something that continues through to the autumn seasons, or it could be that the gathering is preparing you for what is going to come and change by the time of autumn. And when I say change, I mean expand into the greater flow, building on the work that you've already done within yourself. Gosh, that's beautiful. So I was going to get some tarot to see what will help with this. So we're looking for assistance with this message, with this flow. Oh God, there's loads of cards. Okay. So I'm going to cut the deck 4 times for the 4 points of the compass, north, south, east, west. And that will lay a bit of a foundation for the messages of help and guidance that are going to come through this as well. So let's cut the deck. Bottom of the deck, Chariot, Cancer season, perfect. And a moment to pause and reflect at the many paths ahead and which direction to take, which way to go. Cutting that deck, Ace of Swords, yes, inspiration coming in, clear thinking, clarity, air signs, Gemini, Libra. I was going to say Taurus, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay. Okay, cutting the deck second time. Gosh, this is interesting. So we still have the Ace of Swords, clear thinking, we have the Devil. So yes, once again, it's acknowledgement of our shadow work and our inner self and cutting the ties that bind. So it's cutting our attachment to these habits, patterns, people, places, things, belief systems, energies and vibrations that no longer serve us. And the reason that they don't serve us is because they bind us. It's not a judgment. It's not a casting of shame. It's not a pointing finger and saying this is bad or that's wrong or you shouldn't do this. It's saying these are the things that bind you and are restricting and limiting and in such a way that they are no longer serving and therefore toxic, and you are free to release them and move on and grow and evolve. It's a bit like when you see a tree that's growing and perhaps you'll have noticed this, that trees that are near barbed wire fences on say like a farmer's land or something, and the bark has actually grown around the barbed wire and beyond it, but in truth we can just cut the barbed wire. Why bother to keep the limitations? Okay, that's a lot of information. That's why it's always worth looking at these foundational cuts. Okay, second. So third is, wait, I seem to be having a mishap kind of moment. So I think there's something in that about carrying on regardless and not being afraid to make mistakes. Make the mistakes that, where there's no harm, judgment, or shame or blame. There's nothing wrong with mistakes, right? Okay, so yes, a kind of letting go and a little bit of fear and reticence, cutting through that fear and reticence of making mistakes or making the wrong move or investing in the wrong place or sharing and pouring into the wrong places. A little bit of hesitancy and fear. Caution's a good thing, it's not a bad thing. Over caution can be restrictive and limiting. So fourth cut. Again, the Ace of Swords is still showing up at the bottom of the deck, and then as I cut it I could see the Nine of Swords, the Gemini energy, and again this is what is being cut out. We have the Nine of Swords here. This extra one makes a 10, so the 10th is like you're done, over, it's done. So even if you have been in this space of sleepless nights, worry, stress, anxiety, heartbroken, completely in your head, then this is saying it's now done, it's over, no more. Okay, so Vision Quest, many paths. Guidance for this flow and this process. What will help with this? Okay. Yeah. You have been doing the work. So take a moment to acknowledge how much you've done and how far you've come. got to celebrate the little wins even more so than the big, perhaps, because they're the ones that brick by brick get us there. And also I see the opening up to working with others in a team, in a group environment, collaborations. Obviously shadow work and inner work is a lot of the path with oneself. So, okay, these just flipped. Ace of Pentacles came out with 5 wands, competition, joisting, competitive energy. But I'm seeing, okay, on the one hand, it could be, you know, people. Okay, one direction of this is that there's perhaps someone has experienced competitive energy and people all clawing for the same pentacle. And take that if that resonates. But I feel this combination here really, they're kind of playing, they're practicing their skill. They're young lads, and they've got these big sticks that they're learning how to use. So yes, competition, but I feel this is more like a healthy competition. The enjoyment and the benefits that can come from a good, healthy banter and interaction that can actually create something positive. But of course, be aware of your own situation and what applies to you. And of course, this is the sort of guidance and support. So be discerning in the groups and teams and the collaborations that you do choose to work with. Obviously, always be discerning. You may have been in a very... this card's just falling out. You may have been in a very sort of hermit mode or very high vibrational space and very much in your own space and bubble, working on your thing, and you're opening up with your path and you're going into a flow. So if you are having been in that space for a while, returning to group environments and spaces and places where there is competition and there are human egos and all those sorts of things playing out, then just use the discernment and be wise. And if you are, you can capitalize it and you can gain benefit from it. And then whilst shuffling, these two came out. So again, I feel that, you know, someone's working towards their stability and their happy home and life. And this is, the Four of Wands is such a great card of celebration and having that, you know, beautiful community and celebration. There's a wedding there. And then sleepless nights. So, of course, there may be anxieties and worries and hesitations of things that have come up. And we saw this come up in the cutting. So we saw the Ace of Swords cutting through that. So again, use your wisdom, discernment, trusting yourself. And if you do get in your headspace, then use the tools that you have to hold compassion for that and gently come back to yourself. Okay, is there any other guidance to support this that we're getting at the moment? No, that seems to be... Okay, bottom of the deck, the world. Yeah. This is sort of like good, sensible advice that someone you love and know would give you as well anyway. Okay, so... on top of this, I was going to look at if there's anything in the shadow or anything that's unseen or unknown that needs to be seen in this process. Okay, I'm going to use a different deck. Okay, this is a bit incongruous. It's a completely different vibe. But maybe because we're going to be looking at the unseen in the shadow, the delivery might be a little bit lighter. It's the Affirmators Tarot deck, and it's full of irreverent, playful imagery that sort of appeals to the inner child. So the messages might come up, might be a little bit strong, is my guess. But we've got these light cards. So what is unseen in the shadow self that needs to be seen? Okay, Two of Wands. What is unseen in the shadow self that needs to be seen? Yeah, with this, I just instantly heard self-sabotage. So being mindful of any overconfidence that could lead to a tower moment. What is unseen in the shadow self that needs to be? Okay, Four of Wands has come up again. That's really interesting. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Wands. Yeah. I'm thinking the Two of Pentacles as well, in terms of balance. So, what can be in the shadow self that may be unseen and needs to be seen? Well, the shadow self isn't always bad stuff. It's stuff that's just been stuffed there. So there's many beautiful parts of the shadow self to embrace. In fact, we're working on embracing all the shadow self without guilt, shame, blame, and returning it home. So the other side of this would be embracing the side that is wanting to step out and explore new horizons. Again, this is what we're really looking at here. Embracing the confidence to step forward, because you're working towards this step by step, slowly building your pentacles. Don't force it, is what it feels like. Don't force it. Be discerning. Be mindful. Use your wisdom and your tools. Don't force it. Okay, I'm just moving these to the side. I'm not taking them off the decks. And I'm just going to use the Wandering Star Tarot. Just any other information that needs to be known, seen or heard to support this beautiful flow. Okay, there we go. The Mother Star, yes. So moving ahead, absolutely. King of Swords, cutting out the BS, the no nonsense, shining like the sun and getting to your Ten of Pentacles. This just feels like an acknowledgement of trusting your flow, trusting your path, trusting the tools and the wisdom that you innately have within you, allowing yourself to shine. And then everything that came up with these, you know how to use your wisdom, your intuition, your discernment, your clear thinking, your worldly wisdom. So use that. Don't be overcautious, and find the balance. Let's see if I can get one more for the Gatherer. Something else. So I'm thinking, being mindful of what you bring in. I'm seeing Leo season here, which we're going to be after Cancer, and then we're sort of moving into the harvest. We get sunflowers, and then a little bit down the line we get pumpkins. Something about the Gatherer. Strength, Leo season again. So you're looking forward. This is very much coming up now, going through Cancer season, moving into Leo, making powerful moves, ready for your harvest. Just be mindful. Okay, I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. Do feel free to leave a comment, subscribe, pop a like, share, anything else. And yeah, see you soon. Thanks a lot.